Or let me leave. Even the nations of Europe, with all their beautiful landscapes and legends, were like a maelstrom during the terrible witch hunts in the Dark Ages. It's well known that the era gave birth to countless gruesome forms of torture and execution. Japan was the same way. Didn't it have its own era of hellscape like torturous feast because of religious suppression and things of that nature? Hinamizawa itself had such a period. Why am I still here? Can we leave now? It had that much history behind it. Even in Europe, land of the witch hunt, that was all far in the past, and no more than a series of historical events in this age. Nothing that abnormal would ever happen. That must apply to Hinamizawa as well. Just as Europe had its Dark Age, Hinamizawa had one too. That's how this should be taken. Even if these things all really happened in Hinamizawa, they're all long past. They don't have anything to do with the people living in Hinamizawa right now. She'll say that's wrong. Mayabara-kun, you really do like this village. Yeah, and I'd like you to not shit on it and be a terrible human being, but I guess that's too much to ask. Right. Ugh, I hate you. It didn't sound like she was making fun of me. Takano gave me a light smile. Takano, you're researching whether those customs survived into the present. You were right. Shion suggested something that made my heart leap out into my throat. Are you telling me that all these horrible things are still going on even today? What I'm about to tell you is a secret, alright? I told you, Shion-chan, because you're an understanding person, but the other villagers don't want to hear it. If things go awry, it could be ganged up. I could be ganged up on and punished. I hope you are. I hope you are tortured beyond a fucking belief. You deserve it. Shion flashed a devilish smile as if reveling in the immorality of it, reveling it. Mayabara-kun, you can keep a secret too, okay? You keep it a secret too, okay? I don't know about you, but I'm throwing you under the fucking bus the second I see any elder. Because fuck you. If this gets out, I could suffer Oyashiro-sama's curse or be made into a sacrifice. Good, you deserve it. You deserve everything that comes to you. If it's the curse, then I wonder what kind of death it will be this year. If it's the sacrifice, then will I be thrown into the Onagafuchi swamp while still alive? I hope none of the above happens. I hope you're tortured and absolutely disfigured. I hope they chop your legs off, have enough blood in you, and actually sew you up just to make sure you stay alive. They cut your arms off. You lose those too. A week later, you're still alive. They barely give you enough water to survive and enough food to survive. They make sure you keep you awake and then burn you alive. Not burn, sorry. Cook you alive. You piece of fucking shit. It is tonight, you know. The night of the Oyashiro-sama's curse. Takano said, bringing her face right up close to ours. As if to say that she had no the choice. She'd rather suffer the curse. That was what she was seemed to be implying. Takano took a fairly worn notebook out of her paper bag, then began to flip through its pages. There were all sorts of references and newspaper clippings attached to them, and it all had a manner of things written inside. The letters were very small and bunched together, so I couldn't tell at a glance that it was what it was about. What I'd really like to do is search through the National Library for newspaper from the era, but here it is. A photocopy of a page from some book was slid into the notebook, and it was written in small tight lettering. Like the other pages, I couldn't tell what it was just by glancing at it. This is a story that actually happened. It was around the end of the Meiji era. Meiji? Meiji area. Sure, whatever. One of those. I don't care. I want to leave this place. They discovered an unknown mangled corpse, the victim of a murder in Onagafuchi village. An old newspaper clipping attached to the page spoke of something that no mere rumor or fairy tale. We don't have most police documents from the time anymore, so it's all based on oral tradition and memories. See, it's not very clear, but it looks like a cutout newspaper from the Meiji era. Never before have there been a corpse treated it with such a cruelty and inhumanity. Could it be the work of a demon? Being a copy of a copy, it was very hard to make out, but it was more than enough to make me feel strangely tense. I want to leave. Near the end of the Meiji era, in an old Onagafuchi village, a mangled corpse was discovered. The identity of the corpse was unknown. It wasn't even in a state where it could be identified in the first place. I hope it happens to you, Takano. It was missing a head, and each limb was separated from the body. Skin had been peeled off the entire body, and there were markings that implied terrible torture in every place imaginable. I hope that happens to Takano. Not only that, but the belly had been cut open by a sharp knife, with the entrails completely dragged out. The police immediately began an investigation, but since they couldn't even determine the identity of the victim, much less the criminal, finding answers was extremely difficult. Do you understand what it must be like? I could imagine such a strange sight, even if I tried. This was the first time I was ever thankful for my lack of imagination. The victim was skinned while still alive, underwent all kinds of torture, and was killed brutally. The author here also thinks that even after death, the remains were divided and dissected even further. The epitome of inhumanity. I'm off the opinion that the entire process was performed while the person was still alive, though. What do you think, Mayabara-kun? Fuck off! She spoke in a way intended to make me imagine even more vicious things. As my brain was already far over capacity, however, there was no way I could imagine anything more brutal. Then when I broke my gaze from Takano's, these strangely shaped weird tools were all around us. Wonder if we could faithfully reproduce the mutilated corpse discovered at the end of the Meiji period with the tools found in this place. I want to deny it. I don't want to admit that something so terrible could have happened at all. Even so, they were so strange, so terrifying, these tools. And as they had seen through all my attempt to escape from them, they did nothing but ridicule me silently. So that creepy incident, what was it in the end? The author says that regarding Onagafuchi's village's dreadful customs, they've survived into recent post-Meiji days, and that perhaps they last until about the beginning of the Showa period. This corpse, which at a glance had been brutally killed after a period of torture. In actuality, however, it was the pitiful sacrificial remains of the man-eater's terrifying feast. The corpse was just leftovers. It was so fantastic, so strange, that it didn't feel real. Was this an extension of the legends too? It happened in the Meiji era though, which is just too recent to be called a legend. Also, there's a newspaper clipping right here suggesting it. Okay, but even if it really happened, it was a long time ago, right? I mean, the Meiji era ended 100 years ago. That's all. Only 100 years ago? Besides, it kept happening even after the beginning of the Showa period. Like with the uproar around the post-war canned flesh incident. Oh, I apologize. That story was taboo, wasn't it? Takano immediately stopped talking as if worried about Shion. Shion briefly looked somewhat angry, but that expression soon disappeared. What? Huh? Takano, what did you just say? Canned flesh? Just then there was a huge creaking noise. Fuck off. Everyone whipped around to look. It was Tomitake-san who had opened the door slightly. Did I startle you? Oh, Jiro-san, could you not resist seeing it inside? This is a splendid treasure trove of torture devices. Fuck off. Oh, pass on that. I'm bad with this sort of thing by nature. Takano held her stomach and had to muffle her laughter, as if she wanted to make a comment about his masculinity. God, fuck her. She's so fucking weird. In any case, the dance and the ceremony are over. Everyone's going down to the stream. The festival will be over within minutes. Oh, that's no good. My Baru-kun is just such a good listener that I couldn't help telling stories. Fuck you! I hope you die! I'd really rather you not mention me in a place like this. Jiro-san, could you wait out front? I want to take a few pictures. There are actually a lot of tools I'd like to bring home, but we obviously can't do that. What the fuck? Takano-san took camera out of her paper bag and began to snap photographs. Took a camera out of her bag. She looked like she was having fun, like she was on a scavenger hunt. Keiichi-kun, are you leaving too? Yes. I've seen enough. Shion, you're good too, right? Let's get out of here. I want some fresh air. I agree. Let's leave. I did feel a bit of hesitation at leaving Takano by herself in the dark. I don't care. I hope she dies. Fuck her. I hope she's tortured. When I thought about it, though, I realized that whatever kinds of evil spirits and ghosts lurked in the darkness, none of them could hold a candle to how scary she was. No shit. Even if a phantasm were to appear, she'd be overjoyed and flash her camera at it. Seemed like Shion shared my somewhat rude mental images. We exchanged glances and smiled painfully. We left Takano-san bathed in her strobe of camera flashes and decided to go lead the ritual of storehouse. Fuck you, everyone. Everyone at the festival seemed to have gone to the stream, so their voices were very distant. The voices of the bugs, on the other hand, were clear, lending an empty feeling of isolation to the place. How was it? Interesting? Tomitake-san gave us a somewhat mischievous grin. You should have been able to tell by looking at our pale faces were. I should have kept watch outside with you, Tomitake. Tomitake laughed so delightfully that it wiped away our dark feelings. I would still be pissing myself. How did you fare, Shion-chan? Were you scared? I was prepared for it, so I wasn't too afraid, but seeing the real thing was powerful. Shion spoke like she wasn't scared at all. She really had been quite afraid, but seeing as how I was in a way worse state than her, I didn't have much room to talk. As Tomitake grinned candidly, my mind, exhausted and locked up by nervousness, began to calm itself. Was Takano an adult about this little expedition? You know how she seems like a child sometimes. I was worried she'd be way too excited. Both Shion and I laughed, and that left us our answer. Hopefully she was only looking at things. I'm worried she'll sneak something out of here, or mess with the ritual implement too much and break it or something. Right, that's quite possible. She's alone in there right now. She's probably getting off in there just because, oh, the ritual, it's so interesting. Oh god, I fucking hate her. She might pilfer something small and easily conceal it with hiding it in her pocket. Yeah, I can see that. Shion said that what I was thinking. You sure she didn't break anything? I could clearly hear some noises like someone jumping up and down. I was getting pretty nervous. I'm sorry, I ran out of film. Jiro, if you have any more, could I use some? Takano suddenly appeared while we were talking about her, taking everyone by surprise. Tomitake smoothly grinned and responded as if nothing had happened. He's pretty mature. I'm all out of spare film. Sorry about that. You'll have to let your fetish go down. Jeez, you won't win any Pulitzer Prize by not stocking enough film for any occasion, you know. No, because I don't usually walk around with some chick who has a fetish for torture. I suppose that's it then. Tomitake scratched his head apologetically. Without film, we're done here. Takano seemed to have given up because of that too. We checked carefully to make sure we hadn't left anything inside, then closed the door and turned the heavy padlock we'd left beside it. Takano, you didn't sneak anything out, right? How rude. I'm trying not to be that childish. Tomitake set the padlock back to the way it was before. From a cursory glance, it didn't look like thieves had snuck in at all. You know, the dust has probably moved, though, from where we were walking. Okay, let's get over to the stream ourselves. If we don't, at least to get some cotton afloat, there won't be any point in coming to the festival. Tomitake spoke brightly, urging us all on. Setting cotton afloat down the stream. I shake my head a few times, driving away my dismal thoughts as to the double meaning. Stop it. Takano looked a little let down, kept turning back to glance at the ritual storehouse. Let's just leave it at that, alright? God damn, I hate both of them. You saw enough to sate your curiosity? Slate is what I'm gonna say. Slate your curiosity, didn't you? Oh no, not at all. Everything I found only renewed my interest. All those stories and legends suddenly hold water. After today, I'm going to have to change the way I look at all this. Well, she's truly indomitable. Her curiosity really is something else. Still interesting in all of this, through and through. I hate everyone here. We ascended the stone stairs and all the people crowding the stream came into view. Near the bottom of the stairs, we could clearly see people receiving cotton that had been cut out for them, then wishing upon the cotton and setting it afloat down the stream. The festival is already over. Damn. I missed my chance to photograph the best part of Watanagashi. Oh, but it's not too late. I'm gonna go and set some afloat. Perhaps you could take pictures of me. God, I fucking hate you. Takano, with an impish expression, brought her head to Tomitake's shoulder. Despite his age, he looked embarrassed. I felt an honest respect for Tomitake. Son, man to man, for dating such a handful of a woman. No, that's called whipped beyond belief. Where he'll do anything for that. And you know what? The first second she said, oh, let's go break into this crazy place that, you know, has all this torture stuff, I would say, you know what? Fuck you. You can do it yourself. Because I care about you, and I care about me more than anyone else. Goodbye, then. Mayabara-kun. Shion-chan. We're going down to the stream. Would you like to come with us? No. No. I couldn't get in your way. Please take your time. Shion waved her hand to them with an expression just as impish as Takano's. Tomitake, on his part, seemed to want us to come, but whatever. Shion gave a big stretch and sat down on the stone steps. I'm pretty worn out. Same here. I'm exhausted too. Keitron, this is your first Watanagashi, isn't it? You go on, don't mind me. I'm tired, so I'd like to stay away from the crowd. Yeah, if we were to go down now, we'd barely slip into the cotton drifting ceremony. My sister and your friends might be looking for you too. Go on. Oh, yeah, right. They've been by themselves ever since we got separated. I'd feel bad if they were looking for me. They probably are. Then Shion suddenly put a playful look on her face, then put her index finger to her lips as if telling me to keep this a secret. My sister's the type that gets really jealous. If she knew I was hogging you this whole time, she'd never let me hear the end of it. So keep tonight a secret, okay? Keep tonight a secret. Don't say things that are so embarrassing. Not only because of that, either. Considering what we were doing tonight, we really need to keep it a secret. Well, Yashiro's curse might happen tonight, and we four would be the prime candidates. Fuck you! Damn it, I would not be in this boat if it wasn't for you, and Keiichi being a fucking wet noodle. The loosening threads of tension became taut again. Shion, however, burst out laughing. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here, before I run into my sister. I really am tired, so I don't have the endurance to put up with her anyway. Can't tell if you get along with her or not. No, she hates her. We get along. Though she said that, her vague expression explained that there are a lot of oddities in a relationship between twins. I'm an only child, so I don't really get it. No, I feel she hates her. Because she always puts Mion down. Well, Mion has never put down Shion. Like, ever. Like, except for that one where saying, oh, I'm like the nice and kind one while she's the cold one. I mean, that's not really putting her down. I mean, like, the put down of being like, oh, she's such a man, no one would ever like her. You know, that kind of stuff. That's like harsh stuff. Right. Thank you kindly for your meddling. Okay, I'm gonna go. You should hurry up if you wanted to make it, Kei-chan. Watanagashi really is about to end. Shion stood up and brushed the dust off her backside. After watching her do so, I returned my eyes to the final ceremony of the Watanagashi below me. Seriously, though, what was that sound anyway? It was kind of an unpleasant and creepy. What? Huh? What sound? The sound. You know the banging noise? Nope. Nope. Fuck off. No, thank you. It's really loud, wasn't it? Oh, what? Oh, no. I was giving her a blank expression, so she stared hard at me. I stared hard at her, too. Sorry, Shion. Could you give me the short version? What was making noise? Wait, Kei-chan. It didn't bother you. When all said and done, it was like we were speaking two different languages. Shion, explain it to me without jokes from the beginning, will you? What's this about a noise? Kei-chan, you quit joking around too. Really, honestly, it didn't bother you. What noise? Neither of us was giving any ground, and both of us were staring at each other in disbelief. We were answering questions with more questions, with no sign of an actual conversation in sight. Baffled, I held in the urge to shout at her, and asked politely one more time. I would shout at her and say, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna ask one more time, okay? I'll ask the questions. Shio nodded silently. Okay, here goes. You said that there was a sound. What are you talking about? The banging sound. It was like a kid was jumping up and down on floorboards somewhere far away. Oh, fuck off. Nope. Nope. It really didn't bother you. There was nothing to be bothered by. When did you hear this? I never heard anything. Wait, Kei-chan, are you serious? She went as if she didn't understand my plain and simple answer and pressed me further, her expression serious. I have no clue what she's talking about. But if it has Shion acting like this, whatever it was, it gave me the creeps and sent down a chill down my spine. It was while we were looking around the inside of the ritual storehouse with Takano. About the time she started her stories, I think it was. Little by little. Louder and louder. Off and on. She heard a banging noise like a child jumping on distant floorboards. Fuck that. That can't be true. Dawn started trying to scare me after all that. I didn't hear anything at all. In fact, it was so utterly silent in there that my own heartbeat was almost deafening. Please don't try to scare me either, Kei-chan. It was like something was making noise in time with Takano's scary story, and I was totally creeped out the whole time. The chill rose from my spine to the back of my head. My blood turned cold as it crawled up my body. When it reached my head, my mind froze over. You and Takano weren't paying any attention to it at all, so I pretended not to hear it either, but... You heard it, right? It happened a bunch of times and it was really loud. Shion's eyes were begging me to tell her I heard it. You know what? Because you dragged me into this mess? Fuck you, I didn't hear it. I had no doubt, however, that my own eyes suggested something entirely different. You've got to be kidding look. And that you're batshit crazy. And in that storehouse we were surrounded by brutal ritual tools that looked like they were from another planet, listening to terrifyingly odd stories. The whole time, Shion had been hearing a sound that we couldn't hear by herself. Should that make Shion who heard it tremble, or should it make me who didn't hear it tremble? I didn't know the answer to that at the time. For now, Shion seemed to have made that decision before I did. What are you laughing about? I really got you, Kei-chan. I was fibbing the whole time. God damn you. I hope you die. Fuck off. I hope you die. I legitimately hope you die. What? Shion laughed, saying how easily scared I was, and clapped me on the back. Her smile seemed somewhat artificial and actually made me feel worse. And after leaving me with 2 or 3 generic diplomatic goodbye phrases, she left, almost like she was running away. All I could do was look after her, my mouth agape. At the end of the day, I didn't have a clue what was going on. Shion laughed it off and said she'd been lying, but she couldn't possibly have been lying. Of course not. And now that I think back, Tomitake said the same thing, didn't he? Yeah. I could clearly hear some noises like someone jumping up and down. I was getting pretty nervous. Tomitake-san, the most neutral party present at the time, had said he'd heard something. Then that noise. It was real. Banging sounds. Sounds as though a child was jumping up and down on some kind of floorboards far away. Ueshiro-sama's curse, which happens every year, might happen again tonight. The most plausible victim candidates were Takano, Tomitake, Shion, and me. The bustling of people sounded further away than I would have liked. The sounds of the insects sounded too close for comfort. I'm near so much human warmth and yet I couldn't ever go back there again. Fuck off, please. Why did you go? I will never understand why some people are stupid like that. And then they wonder, oh, I'm gonna die. You deserve it. Honestly, all 4 of them deserve to die. That was the ominous idea that sprouted in my mind. Then all of a sudden I was pounced on from behind, causing my heart to lurch. Keiichi, we found you! It was Rika-chan. When I turned around, Mion and Rena were there too. Mion sighed and said, we finally found you. Now we just need to find Satoko. Everyone got split up this year. We should make sure we have somewhere to meet up afterwards next year. How? You're right. It's a festival, so we should all be together. I listened to Mion's happy declaration with a little bit of guilt. Yeah, it's all your fucking fault, you dumbass. Keiichi, did you root for me while I was dancing? God. I hate Keiichi. Oh, yeah. I saw it all. You did a great job all the way through. No mistakes either. I guarantee you she fucking made a mistake. I guarantee you she made a mistake. You never say that. You just say you did a great job. You don't say the last part. Because just in case someone made a mistake, then they'll be like, you didn't notice? I'd never say that last part. There you go. Yep. She made a mistake, or at least one mistake. Yeah, that's right, Rika-chan. That didn't count as a mistake. I tensed up as I realized I'd made a mistake of my own. Mion slapped a hand on my shoulder a little roughly. A gross sweat broke out over my whole body. Did you do it too, Kei-chan? Did you get some cotton and send it down the stream? You haven't yet, right? Is what I could feel her saying. Without the courage to tell her any more lies, I lifelessly shook my head. Huh? You haven't, Keiichi-kun? You should go now or it'll be over. It'll be over. Sorry. This is my first Watanagashi, so I don't really understand the rules and stuff. That's right. I'm sorry. Mion took my hand and we started walking down the stone steps. Yes. Hey, Kei-chan. What? Did you see Shion? My heart skipped another beat. Maybe Mion could sense my surprise through my hand. No, oh, well, I sort of think I saw her. You look so alike, so I might have been you. You wouldn't have gotten that wrong. We're wearing different clothes. Oh, you dumbass. Just say yes, it doesn't matter. Actually, the best thing you could do right now is say yes. She tried dragging me into that shrine and I said no. To the warehouse. And I said no. Because I knew I wasn't supposed to go in there. and I turned and ran away and went back to the festival thing. That's what I would say. But no, Keiichi's gonna be a dumbass. No, I did see her. Oh, that's right. Mion's momentary silence was like a death grip upon me. I just can't do anything about that Shion. Well, it's her we're talking about, so we can just leave her be. Mion's expression returned to her former usual smile, and we continued down the stone steps, her firmly pulling my hand along. Aw, too cute. But fuck you, Keiichi, you deserve to die. I fucking hate you. Honestly. This is where you need to protect yourself. Oh, good God. More tips. Though honestly, I'll probably save that for next time. Because good God, I'm tired. And God, he's pissed me off so much. Into chapter 7. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I'm flying through this thing. I think there's 12. So, next one's going to be chapter 8. Whew, we're going to get closer. Thank you guys for watching so much. Well, thank you so much for watching. English. Great. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Especially if you made it this far, might as well. You'll get it. You won't miss out on any new videos and awesome content like this. And make sure you send this around to your friends. Tell them to check it out at your local grocery stores, supermarkets. Just, give a flyer out, all the good stuff. See you guys next time.